Yesterday, Twitter was on fire and Alfred Mutua was trending. Reason? He sent condolences to even Kalonzo Musyoka, the Wiper leader. Somebody had misled him into sending condolences when the Wiper leader's wife was in fact still alive and very healthy. And most of us, judging from the comments, missed the whole story here. The whole big story here. Actually, this story has a direct link to Raila Amolo Odinga. Well, find out how on my show today. Karibu sana. It would seem that we have started the year 2022 with very bizarre incidences. Top on the list must be the Alfred Mutua Kalonzo Musyoka and his wife Saga. For those who may have missed it, the Machakos governor extended sympathy and actually sent condolences to Kalonzo Musyoka, the Wiper leader, over the supposedly passing on of Mrs. Kalonzo Musyoka. Mutua even briefly eulogized her. But as it turns out, Mrs. Kalonzo Musyoka is alive and well and very healthy. And the Machakos governor is forced to apologize. He must have been completely blown away by what he had just done. Now, in my view, we have all failed to ask the right questions. And as usual, because many people are online for entertainment, many people are online to bring others down. As usual, we have completely ignored the real issue here. Because the big question we must be asking ourselves is, who fooled Alfred Mutua, the Machakos governor, into believing that there was a bereavement in Kalonzo Musyoka's family? The big story here is that somebody took for a ride the Machakos governor. Why? Why did they do this? Even if it was a prank, last time I checked the calendar, it's not April 1st, April Fool's Day. And even then, this is the craziest prank you can play on anybody, even your worst enemy. In politics, by asking the right questions, things can become magically much clearer. The fog can disappear, the smoke, the smoke screens, etc., etc. And things become very clear. Even if you don't get an answer, even if you don't get evidence to prove your theory, things become much clearer. So join me. Let's ask the right questions over this most macabre, bizarre, that is just off the charts. Question number 1. Who stands to benefit from something like this? Simple answer: the political enemies of Alfred Mutua. Question number 2. Who has got the skills to pull off something like this? Well, all major secretariats for presidential campaigns. That is major presidential candidates. In that list is Raila Odinga's handlers? William Samoei Ruto's handlers? Let's just stop there because we have to zero in on a motive. Oh, and I forgot. Let us include Kalonzo Musyoka's handlers. He has got a secretariat which he launched for his presidential bid 2022. Using the elimination process, let us take out the handlers of Raila Odinga from this list. Why? Simple answer, the biggest loser from this incident would be Raila Odinga. Let me explain quickly. You see, Kalonzo Musyoka amekaa ngumu, and Raila Odinga needs votes from the combination. And so Raila's crafty strategy has been to bypass Kalonzo Musyoka, and work with the governors of the Wakwitu Nation counties. That is Machakos, Makueni, and Kitui. So far, this strategy has been very effective. One of the things it has done is to reduce the steam of the campaign of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto in Ukambani. In fact, evidence of how effective this strategy has been is the missing in action of a man called Johnson Muthama. Keen political analysts will have already noticed that Johnston Muthama has made a strategic retreat from promoting the deputy president in Ukambani. Strategic retreat means he has not moved out of the deputy president's camp. He is still the chairman of DP Ruto's party, UDA. However, Muthama has shifted focus to campaigning for the gubernatorial seat of Machakos. He wants to be the next Machakos governor. Clearly, what Muthama has seen is that it is much easier for him to campaign to be the next governor of Machakos without the baggage of presidential candidates, the baggage of supporting one of the presidential candidates openly in his campaigns. In my view, that is an important clue. It tells me that things on the ground in Ukambani right now are tricky. And this started happening at the time that Raila Odinga implemented this strategy in Ukambani, which suggests that this strategy has had some impact. Now, Machakos is very key. It's a very key county in the Wakwitu Nation. Why? Because Machakos is very influential. What Machakos decides, how Machakos votes, Kitui and Makueni will normally fall into line. Historically, taking in the voting patterns, that is precisely what has happened. Bottom line, anything that brings down Alfred Mutua, anything that touches on the influence of Alfred Mutua, the political influence of Alfred Mutua in Machakos, negatively hurts Raila Odinga and his 2022 bid. And so for that reason, we must scratch out the name of Raila Odinga handlers from our list of suspects. And so we are left with Kalonzo Musyoka handlers and William Samoei Ruto handlers. Kalonzo Musyoka will do anything to bring down Alfred Mutua. Indeed, over the last 10 years or so, he has done a lot, very many dirty things to bring down Alfred Mutua, simply because he sees Alfred Mutua as a threat to his political influence in Ukambani. Otherwise, why would he be so interested in bringing down Mutua? You tell me. The deputy president's camp is suspect number 2. They have a lot to gain from bringing down Alfred Mutua in Machakos and diluting his influence. Let me put it this way. It is a direct hit at the Raila Odinga camp. And as we all know, the deputy president's camp has never seen a Raila Odinga target they were not tempted to aim for immediately. That has never happened, and it will never happen. We also know that the deputy president possesses a state-of-the-art, very effective, notorious propaganda team that thrives a lot on the Twitter handle. In fact, if you took my set of videos, which I did late last year on Dennis Itumbi, you will know that anything that trends on Twitter, most of the things that trend on Twitter, uliza watu wa TP, not DP, TP. In case you missed that very revealing set of videos, I've put a link in the description area below. Make sure you catch them so that you're up to speed. This is very important. So I want you to look at those two suspects and make up your mind for yourself. Who was responsible for this very unfortunate incident where Alfred Mutua was fooled into believing that somebody has left us? Figure it out for yourself. It's very easy. Now, before I go, you need to know that the issue of death and funerals in Africa is very serious. This is a very serious issue to voters. Indeed, many Kenyan voters in the rural areas will not look at this like a serious prank. No. They look at it as a much more serious maneno, with spiritual implications as far as they're concerned. It's very serious. So the people who set up this trap for Alfred Mutua knew exactly what they were doing. And they knew exactly what the impact would be. And they knew exactly what objective they're looking for. Remember, when the season called ran up to a general election, where very many bizarre things will happen. Jitayarishe, fasten your seatbelt. This is nothing. There's much more on the way coming. Of that you can be sure. Just to quickly remind you, in 2017, we had a Jubilee candidate who faked his own kidnapping. Not even for the general elections, just for the Jubilee nominations. That happened somewhere in Central Province. In Busia, we even had an incident where somebody printed their own version of the Daily Nation front page, where it was announced in big headlines that the opponent had defected to the ruling party. And this was an area where people were allergic to the ruling party. And I can go on and on and on. But just remember, fasten your seatbelts. Mambo bado. Tena bado sana. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.